What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to another lesson video. Kid you not, I have shot this video now 4 times. Stuff keeps going wrong, but I refuse to give up. We will get this video shot at some point. This is all about sweeping, and it's kind of like, so if you can sweep pick, well then what? So that is what we're talking about today. You can of course get the tabs down below in the description. I'm rocking the Sharbo Crackle. Channel members, you guys are voting on all these guitars I'm using now in these lesson videos. So if you're a channel member, make sure you're looking out for those member-only posts that you guys can vote on. And other than that, check out my free guitar course, and let's get this video done. Alright, example number 1, camera gods, please let me record this video. Kid you not, this is the 4th time shooting this video. Something has went wrong every single time. So the first example that we are doing here is kind of, you know, starting off with a little more of that more traditional style of arpeggio. Now, if this is your first time getting into sweep picking, I don't recommend starting with this lesson. It is going to be slightly more advanced. I have beginner sweeping lessons as well. But essentially what I wanted to do was do a more traditional style of sweeping with maybe chords that aren't done all the time. You know, it's not your basic major and minor chords anymore. We're starting out with basically an A add 9, I'm sorry, an A sus2, an E major, an F sharp minor 7, and then we're going to, at the end, basically an E add 9. Now, the first one here kind of involves rolling with our index finger. You could use your middle finger. I like to use my index. I'll show you what I'm talking about here. Let me get the volume cranked down a little bit. 7, hammer on to 12 on the A string. 9 on the D, 9 on the G. So that's where I roll with my index finger. To me, it sets me up for the next part a little bit better for what I'm kind of used to, but you could use your middle finger and then get that 10 on the B with your ring finger if you so choose to. So, okay. So we have 9 to 12, and then, I'm sorry, 7 to 12, 9 on the D, 9 on the G, 10 on the B, and then 7, 12. So, okay, so we have all that going on. Now, basically you want to descend, and you can watch my hand, how I'm just kind of going through these, and that one little, that to me is the trickiest part. Okay, so we're going to go through these like that. Now the next one is an E major arpeggio. Now this one you're going to go 7 to 11 on the A, 9 on the D, 9 on the G, 9 on the B. Notice I did all of those with my ring finger. Kind of rolling it across the strings a little bit. Okay, and I go 7, 12. So it's almost identical to the sus2. It's just basically we changed all of our A notes to G sharps or A flats, whatever you want to call them. So we have, what did I say? Did I say A sharp? I meant A flat or G sharp. So that's your E major arpeggio. So far we're sticking to very kind of traditional styles. The sus2 is a little bit different. The next one I think is kind of cool because it leads with our middle finger. We're going to do an F sharp minor 7 arpeggio. We're going to go in 7, hammer on to 9 on the A. I go to 7 on the D, and I go to 6 on the G. Okay? If you're not familiar with, like, you know, kind of starting with your middle finger, this could be a really good exercise. So, then 7 on the B, 5 on the high string, and then 9 on the high string. So, okay, that right there, it's a really good exercise. And then I, of course, descend it. Okay, so down, 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 up, pull off, up, 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 up. Same on all of them. Same picking pattern. Okay, so, oh, maybe. Okay, now the 4th and final one is the one that really deviates from the norm of the other 3. So basically to turn it into an add 9, I'm adding the 9th up here. And basically to compensate for needing to have 2 notes on that B string, I'm only going to have 1 note on the A string. That way, rhythmically, it's still going to feel very much the same because it's the same number of notes as all the other arpeggios. It's just the notes are placed, positioned a little bit differently. So I start with a single note this time on the A. So I go 7 to 6 to 4. Okay, so normal E major so far. Then I'm going to go to 5, hammer on to 7. There's my 9. We were needing that F sharp note. So, okay. Now I'm going to go to the high string, 4, 7, pull off 4, 7, pull off 5, 4, 6. So I treat it basically, the picking wise, it's the same. You know, it's just anywhere there's 2 notes, I'm hammering on. So I go down, 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 hammer, down, up, pull off, up, pull off, up, up. So the right hand stays the same. There's just a little bit more space because of some of those hammer-ons. But like I said, overall, it feels very much the same, rhythmic-wise. Okay, so there is example number 1. Example number 2 is one of my favorite things to do with arpeggios, especially with sweeping, because I feel like it gives it a lot more rhythmic control. And basically what I'm doing here is, the way I'm kind of looking at it, is I'm starting out through an A minor 7 arpeggio. It's basically, I'm checking to make sure the audio is recording. I'm like, freaked. I'm like, if I swear if I have to record this video one more time. So essentially I'm doing this. It's a bunch of down picks, really. And we have an example here in a minute that's going to focus on ups. So I'm going to go 12, hammer on to 15. So anywhere there's 2 notes, I'm hammering on. And then it's always 2 notes, 1 note, 2 note, 1 note through the whole arpeggio. So we're going to go 12 to 14. Sorry, 12 to 15, and then 14 on the D. And then 12, hammer on 14 on the G. So it goes pick, hammer, pick, hammer. Pick, hammer, pick, hammer. Okay? So what I do to start it over, okay, then I'm going to go, I kind of backtrack a little bit here, and I'm going to go 12, hammer on to 14, 14 on the G, and then 12, hammer on 13. All still downs. So ending with that hammer on each time gives my hand time to get back into position to keep using downs. We're kind of venturing out of that minor 7 territory, but now we're going to go 12 to 14 on the G, and then back to 13, 12, and then 15. Now that is back to minor 7. So that's where we kind of venture out. I slide up to that one. But overall, that's the pattern, you know. Okay, so you'll see me doing this a lot. I like to move around with these all over the place. Now, example number 3 is how the last one really focused on the down stroke. This is going to be the up. Okay? And it's not really following that same kind of like hammer-on pattern as the last one either. It's just very, like, kind of traditional, just 3-string arpeggios is the way I'm kind of looking at it. But I like the way it sounds. It has a nice flow to it. And a lot of times, whenever you have to break things up into small chunks, to me that was always what made sweeping hard. I could do the big arpeggios. It was the smaller little like flurries that made it tough. So we're gonna go 15, pull up to 12 on the high string. Okay, and then 13 on the B to 14 on the G. Okay, then we're gonna go to the B string and do the exact same thing. Now notice I'm going down, up, up. Now you could do 3 ups if you wanted to. I like the accent of the down, is why I'm choosing to do that there. Because you can do either one. Now I'm going to go 15, pull off 12 on the B, 13, 14 on the G and D. Okay? So, shifting down a little bit here. This is basically like a B minor 7. I'm going to go 14, pull off to 11, 12 on the D, and then 14 on the A. So notice how my picking is staying the same. I'm going down, up, up, down, up, up, down, up, up, the whole way through it. So, and the final one here. is, honestly, it just sounded good. So I went with it. I did it by mistake, and I was like, that works. So I'm going to go 12, pull up to 11 on the B, or on the G, 12 on the D, and then 12 on the A. Then I just resolve it back to that 14. So I go. There you have it. Oh, maybe. So you can move this, again, all over the place. Depends on what chord you want to do. So lots of fun can be had with it. But like I said, I like that idea of just the burst of sweeping versus like a full arpeggio. You know, it has a cool sound. Now the final one here, you'll notice a lot of arpeggios revolve around this idea of certain strings having a hammer-on note, or like just basically more than one note. So we're going to do a one note per string arpeggio. And it's the same shape as what's really convenient. It moves all over the place, but you'll find one note per string can be kind of tricky. So we're gonna go like this. Has a very Eric Johnson sound to it. And we're starting here with this one, and basically it's a D. It's like a D sus2, or D add 9 maybe? No, D sus2. Root 5th, root 2nd. So these are sus2 arpeggios. So we're gonna go 12 on the D, 14 on the G, 15 on the B, and then 12 on the high string. Now the picking here is pretty, strategic. So I go down, down, down. Now you might feel inclined to do that last one as a down. Don't do that. That's gonna be an up. That's our turnaround spot. So basically you want to go down, 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 up, up, up. The reason is because if you did a down there, your hand's moving in the wrong direction at that point, because you need to be going back to the B string. So it'll cause your hand to hop, and we don't want to do that. Now what's cool is you just move the shape up 2 frets, 14, 16, 17. Okay, shift up again. Now we're going to go up 3 frets. So 17, 19, 20, 17. Final one here is moving up 2 more frets. 19, 21, 22, 19. And there you have it. So all together. Oh, maybe. And there you have it. Alright, home diggity dogs, 4th time is the charm. Hopefully this video will work and come out, and hopefully you enjoy this. Like I said before, get the tabs, check out my free guitar course, and if you're a channel member, make sure you're looking to vote on the next guitar that will be in next week's lesson. So, until next time guys, I'll see you all on the flippity flop. Peace out!